All right, this is Honors Algebra 2 Pre-Calculus. We're doing homework review. This is section 9.3 in pre-calc, number 57 on page 687. So we're given a sub 1 and is 16 and a sub 2 is negative 8, and we are told that, so we're told specifically that it's a geometric sequence, right? So we wouldn't be able to infer from just a sub 1 and a sub 2 that it's geometric because we don't have enough information to compare, but we are told explicitly in the problem it is a geometric sequence. So first we're asked to find the formula for a sub n, and then we're asked to find the sum of the first 20 terms, which would be s sub 20. So the way a geometric sequence works, right? A sub n is the first term, a sub 1, times the common ratio raised to the n minus 1. So we already know a sub 1, it's 16, so we just need that common ratio, right? Well, the common ratio is the ratio of a sub 2 to a sub 1. It's also the ratio of a sub 3 to a sub 2, etc., etc. But here we only have two terms, and that's all we need. So my ratio is a negative 8 over 16, or a negative 1/2. Or if you like negative 0.5 better, that's also fine. So my a sub n will be 16, and then in parentheses, a negative 1/2 to the n minus 1. So that's what they wanted, right? What they want in the second part is they want the sum of the first 20 terms. So a partial sum for a geometric series, so s sub n, is given as a1, meaning the first term, right? And then in parentheses, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r, right? And this is a formula that you're going to use a lot in this class, but honestly, moving forward in calc, you're going to do infinite geometric series, so you're not just going to sum the first n terms, you'll sum all of them, which is slightly different. And we've seen that in 9.3. So here, I just need to plug in the values I have, right? So I need a 16, right? And then in parentheses, I'm going to have a 1 minus, in parentheses, a negative 1/2 to the 20th, all over a 1 minus a negative 1/2. So the way I typed this in my calculator, right, I shouldn't have put an equal there, right? This is s sub n, I take that back, this is s sub 20, right? They're not the same. So this is a formula, and this is s sub n. This is s sub n, and this is s sub 20. So this is what I want, right? And then it's really just a matter of typing it in your calculator correctly. I typed in 16, open the first parentheses for this big parenthesis, but then the thing to keep in mind when you're using your calculator is that this whole numerator needs a set of parentheses, and so does this whole denominator. Unless you just want to do the math on the denominator and make it a positive 1.5, which would be okay. But either way, so this is my big parenthesis. Then I need the numerator, which will be a 1 minus, in parentheses, I did negative 0.5 caret 20 because that was easier. Close the numerator, divided by, open the denominator. I did 1 plus a 0.5 because I was lazy, but you could do 1 minus a negative 0.5. That's fine. And then close the parentheses there as well, and then close the big parenthesis, for the whole thing. And when you do that, you end up getting a 10.66, either 6 or 7. It isn't actually a 6 repeating. Interestingly enough, it would be in all likelihood if we were talking about the infinite geometric series, but we're not talking about the infinite one. So after the 6s, it turns to some other stuff. But that's sort of the gist. Cool beans.